This is Andi Purewal for Boxing Social in association with Betfred. Take two. I'm joined by heavyweight Christopher Lovejoy of Zoom. Christopher, how are you? How are things going?
I'm good. Everything is well. Feeling good. Getting in camp mode. I'm just chilling.
It's good to hear that you're enjoying life. Unfortunately, we'll have to start with kind of a negative to your boxing career before we come on to more positive terms. Obviously, you was recently out and unsuccessful against Manuel Charr. Second round stoppage defeat, Christopher. Just kind of reflect on it for me.
Well, I wasn't prepared for the fight. Not here to take away anything from the WBA champion, Manuel Charr. He came to fight. He came out successful. I just wasn't prepared for the fight. It was a great learning experience for me. I didn't think it would end that early, and I just came up short. But valuable lesson learned. I made some money. I'm back in camp, and I'll come back bigger, stronger, faster.
Do you hold any regrets over taking the fight?
No, I don't hold any regrets. Like I say, it's just a lesson to learn. We can't win them all. I'm not Floyd Mayweather or some of the greats, but it's just one loss. It was my first world title shot coming from my 19 fights I had in Mexico. So, for me to step in there, I think I did good for myself. And on top of that, I made some money. So I was compensated very well for the fight.
I saw just before the fight that something similar to what happened with the Dave Allen fight with regards to Don King could have come to fruition again with regards to him attempting to stop it from taking place. Can you just clarify what happened before the bout with Manuel and Don, and what your relationship currently is like with Don on a working basis?
Well, I'm not in that contract anymore. That contract expired May 4th this year. I don't know why he was still sending letters trying to stop the fight. Obviously, once my lawyer got involved with the commission in Germany and the promoters in Germany, all those things ceased it, and I was able to take the fight.
Of course, Christopher, over social media, you're like Marmite. I don't know if you have Marmite in America, but it's basically you either love it or you hate it. When you was unsuccessful against Manuel, I'm sure you saw the trolls. What did you make of those who took joy out of your defeat?
I got trolls before the fight and after the fight, and I still get them. So it don't bother me. You can't make everybody happy. It is what it is. I was never like a fan favorite of the boxing sport of boxing. I was always just a favorite of the comedians and the people who just love the people, and I'm more of a people person. I don't have too many actual boxing fans who want to see me win the fights. A lot of people I got more just supporting me talking stuff, showing up, calling the bluff, and actually making it happen. It's okay with me. My journey's not over with, and we'll see what they got to say, after this. But at the end of the day, I'm here to entertain. I'm here to fight. I'm making money. I'm healthy. I'm able to walk to my family without no bruises, and and I'm still in the sport. So it comes with the territory, man. Whether I was a winner, champion, or I was a loser, you always get negative stuff. So I feel it. It fuels me.
Christopher, let's move on to the next chapter of your career then. A few guys over here in the UK I'm going to touch on. Let's start off with the most obvious. Fabio Wardley. Now, I've seen the exchanges between the pair of you over social media. I've interviewed Fabio and he's shut down the fight now. I think before the Manuel Charr fight, it seemed like he was more up for it. Since then, more against it. What's your take on Fabio's thoughts about you and about this fight, which he doesn't seem that interested in anymore?
Well, I don't want to use any curse words, but he's a PU star Y. He's saying he won a bigger fight. You're the only one on fight camp who doesn't have a fight opponent. You're 6 weeks out. What type of big fight are you going to have on fight camp 6 weeks out? You're not going to fight nobody who was ranked by WBA. I was ranked 8 times by WBA. The best record he fought so far. And no one else even calling this guy out. So it's like, I'm the biggest threat to his career. So what is he talking about? He wants a bigger fight. He's not really making no sense. He don't really want the fight. And if he just say, you know what, I don't know what he can say, but I'm not letting him off the hook because he's scary. You know what I'm saying? Who is he really going to fight 6 weeks out in fight camp? I mean, come on, man. I'm not even going to come over and say I want tons of money. I'm going to take the bare minimum to beat him. You know, and the promoters know that. I'm not coming over to break the bank, and this is not going to be a long negotiation. This is the best bet for him. 19-1, world title challenger. You know, 8 times ranked by WA. He's not going to get anybody with those type of accolades to fight him in 6 weeks' notice. If he do, they're going to want hundreds of thousands of dollars. So, you know, still to this day, that he doesn't have an opponent.
Christopher, have you exchanged any messages with Fabio over social media at all, or have you reached out to his promoter, to Eddie Hearn, or to his management team, Dillian White, what have you?
No, I haven't. I haven't reached out to him. I'm just strictly just talking to him online over Twitter and Instagram. I haven't reached out to Dillian White. Haven't reached out to Eddie Hearn about it. I think Coogan Cash has mentioned it to Eddie Hearn in a recent interview on IFL TV, saying that, what's up with Fabio? They've been going back and forth, blah, blah, blah. And I think Eddie Hearn said something like, Fabio needs a bigger fight. So maybe that's where Fabio's getting this from. But this is not the time for you to get the bigger fight. Not in fight camp. You know, not 6 weeks out. You know, maybe you get this on one of the box office fights or something bigger, but you're not going to get a big fight here. So who is he going to fight, man? So let's answer your question. I haven't reached out to any of those people. They all know who I am. The whole boxing world knows who I am. Everyone sees what's going on. So I'll let them figure it out. But I keep mentioning his name, you know, and let's just see where it goes. I mean, the closer we get, they got to call somebody.
Christopher, what do you make of Fabio as a fighter? How much of him have you watched?
I watched the Molina fight, and I think I saw one fight before that. Nothing spectacular. I mean, this is why I want the fight. You know, this is not even a money fight. People are saying I just want some money. I got money. The money they're going to give me for him, same thing could be possibly for Johnny Fisher. 10 to 15% of my last purse. I'm not even going to be able to do anything with that money. This fight is just for legacy. This fight just to stamp my name in the division. This is not for no money. It's not going to be any real money offering that fight. I wouldn't be wasting my time. If I wanted a big fight, I would call out one of the PBC guys, you know, Michael Coffey, you know, Cassius Chaney, some guys like that to give me triple what they're going to offer me. But this is a winnable fight. This is the fight I want.
Fabio, you said for the Manuel Charr fight, I keep saying Fabio, Christopher, sorry, because obviously we're talking about Fabio. Christopher, you mentioned with Manuel Charr fight, you didn't have the right preparations. You wasn't fully ready for it. What makes you feel like this time around it would be different? If, say, you was to get the Fabio fight, what makes you confident it would be different this time around?
Well, I'm already in fight mode. I'm in camp mode. I'm in camp. I'm sparring. I mean, I didn't get any sparring in probably like 5 months for that fight. You know, I'm weighing 306 pounds. I've already come down. You know, I'm just mentally ready, you know, put my name back out there. You know, a lot of people kind of like, well, we thought he was this, we thought he was that. Now we know he's blah, 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 blah. So, you know, I'm here to prove them all wrong because I can't lose my next fight, you know. I can't lose my next fight. I will not lose my next fight. So I got a lot to prove on this one.
Okay, Christopher, we've spoken about Fabio.
And then it's like this. It's like this. If I'm such an easy fight, why don't you fight me then? What are you scared of? Because I'm sure his management, Dillian White, saw my last fight. Obviously, Eddie Hearn said he watched my last fight. So if they think that he's better than me, it's not on them. It's up to him. So they're going to ask him, do you want this fight? The only reason he can say he cannot say because I'm not bringing it to the table. He cannot say it because of my record. You know, I'm marketable. You know, I'm all that stuff. People know me. He doesn't want the fight. Until he gives us a legitimate reason why he's not taking this fight, you know, we're going to stay on this bumper.
Christopher, we spoke about Fabio. Another name is Johnny Fisher, who you briefly mentioned earlier. What are your thoughts on Johnny? Would that be, is that kind of your backup option if you was to be offered any other fights? Is he kind of second in line in your eyes?
Phone's breaking up a lot. I can barely hear you. I think you said is Johnny Fisher like a backup?
Christopher, can you hear me still?
I hear you now. It's breaking up real bad.
Christopher, I was just saying with Johnny Fisher, He's another name that's been mentioned. Would you be interested in that fight, or are you more so focused on Fabio Wardley? Would Johnny be like a backup option to you if you was to be offered any other fights?
I do want the Johnny Fisher fight. Johnny Fisher said that he wants to fight. Eddie Hearn said that he'll make the fight. I don't know why we didn't. I don't know why I'm not his opponent for his next fight, but kudos to him and his team. That was a brilliant decision by him and his team not to take this fight. I just don't think that he's ready for that type of risk yet. He got 2 fights. I think that. I mean, he's obviously with the best of the best. He has I believe the best management right now, Sam Jones, and he's obviously with the best promoter in the world. And it's just not worth the risk for him right now. But I'm up for it. They know I'm one call away. They know they cannot send me a contract without me signing it. It's immediately going to sign it. So, like I said, I think they're going to move him maybe a couple more fights. And if he does really, really good his next fight or two, I think that they'll give me that fight. But right now, he only had 2 pro fights. It's just too much for him, and that's what I think.
So, Chris, that's what I'm going to ask you. You mentioned Sam Jones. Have you spoken to Sam about his fighters? He works with a few heavyweights, Johnny Fisher, Solomon Dakers, again, another name that's been mentioned and linked to yourself. Have you spoken to Sam Jones?
I haven't spoken to him. He might send me a message here and there. Nothing about any of his fighters. He knows I fight anybody. It's all about timing, the perfect time. When I was going to fight Solomon Dakers for his debut, I was still in the contract. Maybe Solomon's next fight, or maybe Johnny Fisher's next fight. Who knows? But like I said, he's a good guy.
Just moving on, Christopher, I just want to get your thoughts on a few other fights before I let you go. Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, they're set up now for a trilogy bout. What are your thoughts on it and the different approach Deontay has taken with the media at the recent press conference? He was very quiet, not very engaging. It's very different to what we've been used to in the past.
It's very different, very odd. I mean, I don't know what his strategy is. He obviously came up short his last fight. Tyson Fury coming in with confidence, probably thinking he's going to do the same thing. Wilder, obviously he came up short. He looks a lot better on the pads, with the great coach he has now, Malik Scott. So I'm curious to see how the project comes out. Some people are actually favoring Wilder. A lot of the true group, boxing people are sticking with Fury. But the optimistic people, they're giving Wilder a second shot. He looks focused. He looks good on the pads. He looks a little bit more in shape. He looks determined. He doesn't look like he's down or sad or anything. I mean, confidence, this is a mental game. So he looks like he's mentally ready. We know he has the physical, attributes. I mean, he did good. The fight won. He actually dropped Tyson Fury twice. So I think it'd be a good fight. I don't know who I would pick to win, but if I had to pick one, I would say it'd be a draw or a Fury. But it's heavyweight boxing. You can never count Wilder out. He has amazing right hand, and he showed it the first fight. Let's see if he can show it this third fight.
Christopher, another fight I want to get your thoughts on. Anthony Joshua, Alexander Usyk. It seems to be close to being announced. Your thoughts on that?
Joshua, I mean, we all know he's probably going to come, prepared. He's going to look good. I think he's a bigger guy. I think he'll be the favorite. Usyk, I can't see Usyk winning the decision. That's just me. He's a smaller guy. I think Anthony Joshua's going to come in big, strong, ferocious. I don't think he's going to knock out Usyk, but I think they'll change a little bit. But I got to give the edge to Anthony Joshua on the decision. I don't think he'll stop him.
Another fight, the final fight, just to get your thoughts on Joyce and Carlos Takam. Carlos, you mentioned you to me yesterday, I think it was, that you've actually been sparring him. Talk to me about your work with Carlos. How much has he impressed you?
We sparred today. Carlos looks good. He kind of got that little bit of a Mike bob and weave type of style. He has a nice overhand. He's decent speed, decent power. I never sparred with Joyce. I was never able to size him up. I do know Joyce has a good chin, good jab, relentless style. I just can't see it. I don't know how it would go. I'm sparring with Takam. We sparred today. We're sparring again Friday. He looks good, and I just don't know. I'm a big guy. I'm not a short guy. I'm not a fan of the shorter guys. If I had to pick somebody, I got to pick Joyce just because he's a bigger guy like me. And I like to see the big guys beat the little guys. So who knows, though? Like I said, it's heavyweight boxing. Takam is in, tremendous shape, I know Joyce is over there going to get in shape. So I think this would be a good fight. If I had to pick one, I'm probably going to go with Joyce by decision. But let's just see how it goes. Heavyweight boxing, once again, anything can happen.
Right, Christopher, just a couple final things from you before I let you go. Firstly, I imagine Fabio will see this interview and he will watch it. So just a message to him.
Man, grow some cojones, if you want to fight, you want to show people you want to fight, you got a heavyweight right here, 19-1, that's coming to fight. Show these people, shut me up. Shut me up once and for all. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's heavyweight boxing. Back in the day, all these guys are fighting. Now these guys want to pick their opponents. I'm here and I pull up. It's no one else that no one's even talking about. And I'm not even your opponent. There's no one else even worth mentioning. There's no one else going to come out there for little money they're going to offer you for an 8 or 10 round fight. You don't have any belts. You haven't fought anybody. And let's do it, man. Let's give these fans what they want. Let's give your fans what they want because they want to shut me up. And let's give everybody a good fight. I'm coming to fight. So let's see. Let's just see, man. I'm not going nowhere. Hopefully, everything goes cool. Let's just see.
And Christopher, just a final one for the ones who do support you and for those trolls. Just a final message ahead of your next outing, ahead of the next update as to what's going on with your career.
I mean, it's gonna be like night and day when they see me again. I'm 10 times better. For all my haters, y'all be patient. I got a whole lot more for y'all to hate on. For my supporters, let's get it. That's it. That's all.
Christopher, it's a pleasure to catch up with you once again. Stay safe, and I'll hopefully speak to you again soon. Thank you for speaking to Boxing Social.
Let's get it, bro. Thank you.